This is the journey of water. Without it, life would not be possible. The cycle of water begins with vapor rising from the vast oceans to the highest reaches of the mountains. The clouds bear the load, but the burden becomes too much as the elevation increases and the vapor is chilled, turns to snow. The sun arcs high in the sky as spring comes to the Rockies, and with the increase in temperature, the water is released from its solid state and seeks its own level, cascading down the rocky streams, heading to the valleys below. Renewal of water gives rise to the renewal of all life, the spawning trout and the migratory birds. High in the Sierras, the streams overflow their banks in early spring, creating microhabitats of slow, moss-covered pools. Salamanders appear on the forest floor like a crawling army. Following ancient primal urges to mate, they are amphibians, and they never broke away from the water. They return every year to procreate and lay their eggs amongst the streamside vegetation in the slow pools of the mountain streams. Water flows agitated by rocks. It dissolves oxygen as it spills and tumbles over logs and boulders. The force of the water carves out deep aerated pools, and within this habitat, the cutthroat trout spawns. The trout prefer the highly aerated, colder water running down from the snowpack. Within these waters, the trout sustain themselves on aquatic insects that are carried on the conveyor belt of current that brings food right to their waiting mouths. And in turn, the fish are food for over 20 bird species and mammals, including bears, river otters, and mink. The insects themselves, in their larval form, thrive on the leaf litter and detritus that falls into the stream. Caddisflies, mayflies, craneflies, stoneflies, and scuds are in abundance among the stream litter. As the water meanders through the mountain meadows, it begins to slow in its furious pace. Moose migrate from the lower elevations to spend the summer in these mid-range wetlands, gorging themselves on aquatic plants rich in minerals, a diet briefly available in the early summer months. The greatest contributor to the creation of these wetlands, the beaver. The flow of water is engineered by these aquatic mammals for the purpose of flooding valuable feeding areas and creating depth to the shallow stream course, and in doing this, provides habitat for a community of birds, mammals, and insects. Flocks of yellow-headed blackbirds noisily announce their arrival. Males return weeks before the females to stake out territory. They recharge themselves by foraging for emerging aquatic insects at the base of the cattail stalks. Western painted turtles thrive in the depths of the marsh, safe from the ground predators like skunks and raccoons that prowl the perimeters. They lay out in the midday sun to raise their body temperature above that of the early spring water they have crawled from. Life is easy for them now, as food is in abundance. Snails, leeches, and dragonfly nymphs are easy prey for these aquatic turtles. The spring sun warms the water, and insect life explodes. Insects form the base of the food chain, allowing for a variety of birds to nest in great concentrations. The northern shoveler with its large spoonbill intentionally stirs up the muddy water in tandem with its mate. Swimming in tight circles, it creates an invertebrate soup to sift through with its oversized bill. The invertebrates like midge larvae, favored by mallards and pintails, are high in protein, while snails and amphipods are not only a good source of protein, but offer calcium for egg laying as well. Cinnamon teal arrive from their wintering grounds in Peru and Ecuador, where they find similar mountain habitats as the mountain west of North America. Here they have come to breed. Gadwall, mallard, and shoveler, blue and green-winged teal flock into feed by the hundreds. Some staying to nest, others moving on to points further north. The wetland is a rest stop and a refueling station for many, but a permanent home for others. The ritual of life depends on water. Where it flows, its life-bringing power touches the highest peaks and fills the lowest valleys. Water ensures the survival of all species of this planet.